Well, testing 1 2. Well, good morning and welcome to Shelby, Montana Coyote Kickoff Classic. It is the Bigfork Vikings taking on the Huskies this morning. James LaFontaine, the voice of the Vikes in the house, with you this morning. And pregame. This pregame is brought to you by Bigfork Harvest Foods for all your grocery needs, including an amazing bakery, deli, produce, everything you want, and all your grocery needs at Bigfork Harvest Foods at 8111 Highway 35 at Bigfork. 837-5010. Go say hi to Marcus Bogos in the gate at Bigfork Harvest Food and thank them for sponsoring Bigfork Athletics. Well, the Vikings take on the Belt Huskies this morning here from Shelby, Montana. And I had a chance to sit down and talk with first-year head coach John Hallow about yesterday's ball game, in which they lost by 13-65-52 to Malta in that first ball game. And this is what Coach Hallow had to say.
All right, talking with first-year head coach for the Bigfork Vikings, John Hallow. And, hey, your first game underway, not probably how you wanted it to go, but I thought the kids played hard. Talk about that game against the Malta Mustangs last night.
Yeah, it was a learning experience for everyone. You know, I needed to do a better job of getting them ready, and I didn't. I think tonight you'll see a little bit different team. You could tell we were a little bit inexperienced last night, and we got a little bit behind the wheel, so to speak, to start out with, and we just kind of could never regroup. But like I said, they played hard in the second half. We need to have that effort for 4 quarters. You know, we're athletic enough, we're big enough, we're all those things. But if you don't play hard, you know, good things aren't going to equate. So I thought they did a great job in the second half of kind of after their first run to start the second half of battling hard, and kind of forgot it was their first game, and the nerves came out and they played physical and they did some things we need to do. So we got a lot of room for improvement, which there was not a doubt in my mind we would see that in the first game.
Well, you battled back. I mean, I thought the key, especially the first half, was when Colt, you know, he wasn't quite making those shots he usually does, and then he got in early foul trouble, and that kind of took you probably out of your game a little bit.
It did. You know, he's one of our dudes. There's no doubt about it. And, you know, hindsight 2020, should I have not put him back in the second quarter to pick up that third foul, you know? So, again, I could have done some things better myself. We were 12 of 56, I think, were the stats for the game. You know, we got 56 shots up. We were running a high-low offense, so probably 40 of those shots were in the paint, give or take. So I don't necessarily think we weren't getting the shots we wanted. We just weren't making shots last night. And basketball's still a real simple game. You got to make shots to win the game. So,
you know, I would agree with that. I mean, you got a lot of shots up in the key, Colt especially, but they just weren't falling. He got a couple in a row in the second half to fall. I thought he was going to get on a roll, but then he picked up that fourth foul, and that kind of, and then also Levi Taylor, he got into foul trouble too as well. That kind of took you out of your game. But on the bright side, you didn't shoot very well from the floor, but for the free throw line, 15 of 18, so yeah, that's a good sign.
And we got to the free throw line, which is a good sign. So, you know, I'm fine with offense. I knew we're a little behind the gamut. The kids know it, I know it. We're not where we need to be offensively, but I thought we would compensate for that with our defense, and we really didn't last night. I guess if I walk away with any frustrations, that was my frustration. Just defensively, we need to do a better job. And like I said, I think today, you know, we don't have the excuse, first game as a coach, first game as the players. We don't have that excuse anymore. So today I think you're going to see a different team.
Well, I sure hope so. And then maybe after getting that first game jitters out of the way for both you and the players, right, and then kind of sit down, relax, and start to play some basketball. You did get out-rebounded 42-24, and partly that could be because Colt was out of the game a lot underneath.
That still should never happen. We're as big as any team in the state, AA, single A, whatever, so that should never happen. And that's something we work on every single day in practice. I'll be quite frank with you. We've played no man at practice. We haven't done anything to be a man team. I was very adamant that I thought we were going to be a great zone team, and last night we just weren't. And again, it's all stuff I got to do a better job of getting them ready for, and I will, and they will.
Well, it's kind of tough. Your first year and getting to that first game and getting going. So, yeah, I look for a better game out of them today. I've seen these kids play in the past, and I know you're looking for a better game. So thanks for joining me on the pregame show, and good luck today against the Belt Huskies.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, I had a chance to talk with John Howell, the first-year head coach of the Vikings, and talk about the yesterday's game and what their expectations are today. I think they'll play a little bit better as they relax and get things going. I'll be back here in about 30 seconds. We've got about 3 minutes till tip-off here at Shelby, Montana, as the Bigfork Vikings will take on the Belt Huskies in Game 2 of the season at the Coyote Tip-Off Classic. This is James LaFontaine, the voice of the Vikes and Vows, with you from Shelby, Montana. We'll be back with the starting lineups momentarily. All right, welcome back to the pregame show brought to you by Bigfork Harvest Foods and the folks at Harvest Foods, Marcus Pagos, and the gang at Harvest Foods. And your starting lineups are brought to you by the Montana Athletic Club. And that's keeping you from getting fit with discounted guest passes, personal training, Pilates, a whole bunch of stuff going on at the Montana Athletic Club. They're looking to start out the new year and have a New Year's resolution. Get over to the Montana Athletic Club. Say hi to folks. Doug and Nancy Malum. They're located at 850 at Holt Drive in Bigfork, 837-2582. The Bigfork Montana Athletic Club. Well, your starting lineups, first of all, for the Belt Huskies, they'll be in their home whites with gold and burgundy trim. And they're looking to start a 5'10" senior, Hunter Vogel, number 21. Also a senior at 6'2", number 35, Adam Langston. A junior, 6'2", number 45, Cayman Evans. That's 6'1", junior, TJ Hennings, wearing number 5. And number 3 is a 5'11" junior, and his name is Aiden McDaniel for head coach Kyle Paulson. This is by Tony Cooper and Tristan Cummings for the Belt Huskies. For the Vikings, a little different starting lineup for head coach John Hollow today. In the middle, forward, senior, 6'7", number 1, Colt Thornus. At guard forward, 6'5", senior, number 2, Eli Hines. A guard forward, a 6'2", senior, number 3, Wyatt Reichenbach. At 5'10", sophomore forward, Levi Taylor. And at 6'1", a freshman guard, number 21, Isaac Epperly for head coach John Hollow, assisted by Bronson Harker and Jimmy Epperly. Managers Connor O'Shea, Alec Taylor, Cadence Mishke, and Kiara Morrow. So getting underway, I hope we get a better game here from the Vikings, and I'm sure they'll play a little bit better. As you talked about earlier, yesterday in that game, they were 16 of 58, only shot at just a little over 27% from the floor, but 15 of 18 from the free throw line, shooting at an 83% clip, which is good, the Vikings. Well, 65-52, but hopefully they'll get those shots to fall today. And they're introducing the starting lineup, first of all, in white, the Belt Huskies. The Vikings will be in their powder blue uniforms with the gray lettering and gray numbering. And Colt Thornitz looking to have a better ball game and stay out of foul trouble today. So Coach starting 3 of the 4 seniors today. Make sure we didn't make an issue with the starting lineup because I had Walker Fisher, Isaac Epperly, Walker Fisher instead of Levi Taylor starting today. So basically the same starting lineups as yesterday. My bad on that. Catch that before the game starts. Thornus will jump it up. And he's certainly got the height advantage, as do the Vikings today. Thornus tips it back to Reichenbach. Give it to Walker Fisher. Fisher at top of the key for the Vikings. Swings it over to Epperly on the right wing. And he'll bring it out to the top of the key. Dribbles around. Looking for that screen from Thornus. Drives it in. Walker Fisher in the corner. 3-point shot on the way out the rim and no good. But Thornus right there for the rebound. Puts it back up. And this time he sinks it for 2 for Colt Thornus. And the Vikings lead early 2-0 on your Bigfork Dennis Force scoreboard. Bringing it up. Number 21. Vogel. Vogel has the ball on the left side. Looking to drive. Drives to the key. Past Fisher. Kicks it down low and the whistle blows as Vogel puts it inside, intended for Evans. And Fisher's going to be called for the foul early. And that's his first personal, first team foul. They'll take it underneath. Will Belt far side in the near court. So they're heading right to left in the radio dial. And the Vikings will be heading left to right to start the first half. Vogel will kick it out on the right wing. Over to McDaniel. McDaniel gives it out to Vogel, left wing. Top of the key to T.J. Hennies. Shot on the way, no good. But the rebound and stolen away by Wyatt Reichenbach. And gives it up to Walker Fisher over to Hines on the right side. He loses it but gets it back. Kicks it underneath. Wyatt Reichenbach off the key. And Thornus will put it back up off the rim and no good. And battling there with number 35, Langston. And Belt comes up with the rebound. Vogel into the front court. Right wing over the right corner is number 5, Hennies. Hennies will kick it over to Vogel, left corner. Goes outside. Kicks it out to Hennies. Hennies will give it over to McDaniel. McDaniel, 3-point shot from over the wing. And kick it out over the top is Evans. Will kick it out to Vogel. So Belt remains with possession. Well, over McDaniel. McDaniel on the right wing, top of the key to Langston. Langston hits it over to Hennies. Vogel on the left wing, going to drive in. And Hines right there, but Vogel able to get over off the glass and in for 2. We're tied at 2. Quickly up to Epperly. Epperly will give Thornus underneath. Thornus takes it up and he's get fouled. He has a nice feed inside by Epperly. Going to take it in and be a little physical, more physical today are the Vikings. That foul's on number 5, T.J. Hennies, his first team foul, and Thornus at the line. First shot on the way and no good. 5:58 to go here in quarter number 1. We're tied at 2 on the Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. Colt at the line. They'll get another one. Shot up and off the rim and rolls out. No good. And quickly up. Belt. McDaniel blocked by Thornus. And the far side. Ref calls a foul, but it looked like Colt actually got that cleanly. But they'll send McDaniel to the line as that's the first foul on Thornus here in the game and first team foul, or check that, the second team foul on Bigfork. And McDaniel will get 2 shots. Shot up by McDaniel's good. So Belt takes a 3-2 lead with 5:51 to go. And McDaniel will get one more. Dribbles, left-handed, puts a shot up. It's good, so he makes both. 4-2 lead as the Huskies lead the Vikings. In the back toward Hines, dribbling it up. Looks across, gives it over to Fisher on the right wing. Looking underneath, took it inside Thornus. Top of the key, Epperly, three-point shot off the backboard and no good. Missed the rim entirely and rebounded there by Langston. Gives it up to McDaniel. McDaniel guarded by Fisher. Top of the key, over the right wing. It's going to Hennies. Hennies kicks it out to Vogel, top of the key. Over left side to McDaniel. Dribbles around. Picked up by Thornus. Thornus nearly steals it away in the backcourt. And Hennies will pick it up. Kicks it over to Evans. Evans drives and will break it back out. Gives it out to McDaniel over on the left wing. Evans inside. He'll give it to Langston. Langston kicks it out to Vogel over in the right corner to Hennies. Hennies looking out. Kicks it out to McDaniel. Top of the key. Over to Vogel on the left wing. Extended. Guarded by Epperly. Vogel drives in. Thornus right there. Vogel steps back. Takes the three-point shot. The back of the rim and no good. And the Vikings try to come up with it. As Fisher goes up, can't quite corral it. And it'll be Belts basketball underneath, checking in. It'll be for the Vikings, number 23, Isaac Bjorgi. Number 10, Levi Taylor. Number 0, Asher Van Kampen. 14, Wyatt Duke. And 15, Bryce Gilliard. So a whole new 5 for the Vikings and Coach John Hallow. In for Belt, number 11, comes into the ball game. Bridger Vogel, the brother of Hunter Vogel. Bjorgi up the front court to Duke. Duke loses it and runs over Langston trying to get the loose ball, and that'll be Duke's first personal and the third team foul on the Vikings. So Langston, Hunter Vogel. Bridger Vogel in the lineup, along with Langston and Evans for Belt. Right side over to Vogel. That's Bridger. And comes over to McDaniel on the left wing. Hunter Vogel at the top of the key. Gives it over to his brother on the right wing, Bridger. Harassed there by Van Kampen. And Van Kampen being a little bit too aggressive. He's been called for the push as he's putting the pressure on 21, Hunter Vogel at the top of the key. 406-270-7384. Let me know if you can hear me out there, if you're listening and tuning in. And officials timeout, why one of the Vikings, Van Kampen, ties his shoe, ties in the double knot. It'll be Belt basketball taken out of bounds on the far side of the front court. Langston inbound to Hunter Vogel down in the corner. Feeds it into Evans. Evans shot up, no good. And Van Kampen gets the rebound across half court in the front court. Gives it over to Taylor, left side. Back to Van Kampen, top of the key. Over to Bryce Gilliard. Feeds it up, top of the key to Isaac Bjorby. Left side to Taylor. Kicks it down low to Wyatt Duke. Top of the key. Van Kampen over to Bryce Gilliard on the right wing. Gilliard looking underneath. Kicks it up to Duke. Duke hits a shot from the top of the key for 3. No good. And Bjorgi will kick it out, but recovered by Evans for Belt. And he'll bring it across the timeline. Gives it up to Vogel. Bridger Vogel. And we'll give it over to McDaniel. McDaniel looking to drive. Left hand. Throws it up off the backboard. He's going to get fouled and head to the free throw line, as I believe that was Bjorgi on the foul. Foul's at number 23, Isaac Bjorgi. That is his first and 15th foul on the Vikings. And to the line to shoot 2. It'll be number 3, Aiden McDaniel. First shot up and no good by McDaniel. 4-2 on your Montana Athletic scoreboard. 3:11 to go here in quarter number 1. McDaniel will get another. Puts it up and in. So the Huskies take a 5-2 lead. Bjorgi inbound. Big Bryce Gilliard looking. Over to Wyatt Duke in the corner. Up in the middle to Van Campen. Van Campen digs across the timeline. White Duke left side. Van Campen top of the key. Over to Gilliard. Gilliard in the right wing. In the right corner. Gives it up to Van Campen. A nice pass on the top to Wyatt Duke. And Duke scores for 2 with 2:50 to go. And a 5-4 lead for Belt. Over to McDaniel. McDaniel kicks it out to Vogel on the left wing. Loses it. Shot from way out for 3 by McDaniel off the rim and out of bounds. No good. And it'll be Bigfork basketball. Number 1, Garrett Matroni checking in the lineup for Belt, and returning is number 5, TJ Hennies. Inbound to Wyatt Duke. Over to Bjorgi. To Gilliard. Back to Duke. Bryce Gilliard gives it up to Van Campen. Van Campen looking to drive. Kicks it underneath. Levi Taylor falling backward, but you're going to get called for the travel. And it'll be turned over by Bigfork. And inbound by Belt to McDaniel. McDaniel across the timeline. And a screen set by Hennies. And Taylor's going to get called as he runs over, didn't see the screen, and runs over Hennies. And that'll be his first 16th foul. Inbounded, backcourt to McDaniel. Taylor all over. And Levi picks up number 2, playing aggressive on defense. And that'll put Belt into the bonus, a 1-1, as they 17 fouls against Bigfork, only 1 against Belt. And returning number 21, Hunter Vogel, and number 35, Adam Langston for Belt. And to the line shooting 1-1, it'll be McDaniel for the Huskies. Shot up, and he'll get the bonus as he makes the first one. And a 6-4 lead by the Huskies with 2:06 to go on the Bigfork Dental Center scoreboard. And the Vikings trailing by 2. Shot in the way by McDaniel, makes the second one. And a 7-4 lead. Walker Fisher and Colt Furness will return for the Vikings with 2:06 to go here in quarter number 1. Bjorgi inbound. Bryce Gilliard back to Bjorgi. Over to Thornus. Thornus in the middle to Fisher. Fisher looking, kicks it up to Bryce Gilliard. And out of bounds off of Belt's Hennies. It'll be Bigfork basketball on the near side of the front court. Taylor will take it out of bounds for the Vikings. Back door to Gilliard. Gilliard looking. Kicks it out. Fisher, top of the key with the basketball. Looking. Kicks it over to Taylor. Taylor on the right wing. Extended. Looking underneath. Trying to get the ball into Thornus. Kicks it over to Fisher. Right wing. Shot. And no good. And Bryce Gilliard over back. He's going to get called for the push. And that'll send Belt back to the free throw line for a 1-1. Gilliard is first. And the team's 8th. Only 1 team foul called against Belt. And here in the first quarter with 1:44 to go. And Belt with a 7-4 lead on the Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. McDaniel at the line, shooting 1-1. Off the front of the rim, back of the rim, and drops. And he'll get the bonus. One more shot. McDaniel dribbles, shot up, and nothing at the bottom of the net as they take a 9-4 lead. Into McDaniel, to Bjorgi, over to Thornus, left side. Back, stolen away by McDaniel. And Fisher will knock it away. Picks up the loose ball. Looking up court is Fisher. And Belt's going to be called for the foul. Reaching in is Aiden McDaniel. That'll be his first and second team foul on the Huskies as Fisher was looking to break out. Returning will be number 11, Bridger Vogel. So the Vikings definitely have the height advantage. Their tallest kids are 2 of them at 6'2", 1 at 6'1". Bjorgi with the basketball. Bryce Gilliard right side. Back to Bjorgi. Bjorgi across the timeline. Looking. Guarded. Gives it over to Taylor. and throws it away out of bounds. As Taylor can't handle the pass from Bjorgi. And it'll be Belt basketball with 1:19 to go. Inbound to Vogel. Epperly returning to the lineup for Bigfork. Guarding Vogel. Into Hennies. Kicks it over to Vogel, right wing. Goes by and blocked there by Colt Thorness. As Vogel tries to go in. Epperly with the basketball. Top of the key. Kicks it over to Thorness. Thorness looking to drive. Off the backboard. No good, but he's fouled as he drives to the basket. So a little more aggressive by Colt Thorness today. And he'll go to the free throw line for 2 shots. 59.4 to go. And Thorness at the line for 2. That is the second foul on Hennies and third team foul. And Hines will replace the Gilliard for the Vikings. Shot up by Thorness is good. So 9-5. Up to Vogel. Vogel right wing. Bridger Vogel, that is. Over to number 1. That's Petroni. Out to the other Vogel on the left wing. Hooks up top. Bridger Vogel. Over to Petroni. Back to Vogel. Vogel, 3-point shot in the way by Petroni. And Hines comes up with it. Breaking up court. Off the rim and no good. And Thorness right there trying to grab the rebound and can't quite corral it off the backboard and out of bounds off of Bigfork. And 33.6 to go. Vikings trail by 4 here in the first period. Belt will take the time, probably looking for a last shot. Vogel, Petroni. Petroni over to Vogel. Back to his brother Vogel. Hunter. Hunter Vogel, 3-point shot on the way from the right wing. Off the rim and no good. And will Bigfork come up with it? No. Hunter Vogel comes up with it, tries to drive, and gets fouled. And that is going to be the third foul on Levi Taylor. And he's going to have to come out of the ball game. Wyatt Duke, Wyatt Reichenbach, and Asher Van Kampen return to the lineup for Bigfork. And at the line, shooting 1-1 is Hunter Vogel for Belt. First shot up and good, so he'll get one more. Doubling up the Vikings on the scoreboard, 10-5. 45, Cayman Evans returning, replacing TJ Hennies for the Huskies. One more shot on the way. Off the rim and no good. And Wyatt Duke comes up the rebound. Quickly gives it up to Epperly with 10 seconds to go. Epperly across the timeline. Looking. 8 seconds. Got to get going. He steps on the sideline. Does Epperly. They can't even get a shot off there. So 2.9 to go. And trailing by 5 for the Vikings. Inbound. Hunter Vogel looking. Drives it across the timeline. Loses it. Can't quite throw the shot up. And loses it after one complete here in Shelby, Montana, in the Coyote Tip-Off Classic, I should say. It is the Belt Huskies leading the Bigfork Vikings 10-5 on the Bigfork Dental scoreboard. Dr. Aaron Price and the team at Bigfork Dental Center are proud to support Vikes and Vals athletics. See Dr. Aaron Price and her dental team for all your dental needs, including digital radiographs, tooth-colored fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, dentures, and much, much more. Now accepting new patients of all ages. Call today at 837-5611 or go to bigforkdental.com. All right. Well, second quarter, and Colt be a little more aggressive for the Vikings. Got to keep feeding the ball. I think underneath, he's definitely got the height advantage at 6'7" over there, 6'2" and 6'1" guys underneath. So of the Vikings, it'll be Belt basketball to start the second quarter. Wyatt Reichenbach, Wyatt Duke, Eli Hines, Van Kampen, and Epperly starting for the Vikes for quarter number 2. Inbound to Hunter Vogel. Over to McDaniel, back in the ball game. Over to Bridger Vogel. Over to Hunter Vogel, right wing. Vogel kicks it out to McDaniel, top of the key. Calls out a play. Gives it over to Bridger Vogel. Up the top of the key to Hunter. And over to McDaniel. Gives it back to Bridger. Over to his brother Hunter. In the corner for Evans. Evans underneath. Blocked there by Wyatt Duke as Hunter Evans goes up. And coming up the basketball is Hines. Gives it up to Epperly quickly underneath to Wyatt Duke as they get aggressive, but knocked away by Vogel. And up the court, no good. Nearly blocked by Epperly. And saved back in bounds. Give it to Epperly, and Epperly's going to get fouled by Hunter Vogel. And that'll be the 14th foul. And first personal on Hunter Vogel with 7:15 to go here till halftime. 10-5 on the Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. Hines to inbounds. Gets it into Van Kampen in the backcourt. Back to Hines. Hines looking. Going to drive. Gets past Evans. Check that Langston. Gives it up to Wyatt Duke underneath. Oh, lays it up. Can't quite get it in. Gets his own rebound. Kicks it out over the corner. Wyatt Reichenbach. 3-point shot on the way. Is good from the left corner for 3. They're at 6:56 and within 2 of the Vikes. Quickly up court. Belt over to Vogel. McDaniel over to Hunter Vogel. Back to his brother Bridger. Back to Hunter. In the corner, Langston. Langston in the left corner. Kicks it out top to McDaniel. McDaniel on the drive. Kicks it out to Bridger Vogel. 3-point shot on the rim. Over the top of the backboard and out of bounds. It'll be Bigfork basketball underneath with 6:36 to go. And the Vikings within 2. Reichenbach in the bounds to Hines. Hines dribbling up. Guarded by Langston. Langston can't quite stay with him. Hines gets it across the timeline. And he's pushed as he gives it up to Evans, or Epperly. Epperly makes a 3, but no good to foul on the floor. That'll be the 15th foul and first personal, number 35, Adam Langston for Belt with 6:28 to go. Inbound, Hines gives it the top of the key to Epperly. Epperly looking to drive. Still dribbling is Epperly. Gives it on right wing to Hines. Hines looking to drive. Up, throws it up, and no good. And player control foul on Hines, and he takes it in strong, but he's going to get called. Oh, he's called the offensive foul. It's player control now, and it'll be Hines's first 10-team foul. No free throws on a player control foul, but McDaniel in the key. He's kind of stuck in the key. Kicks it out to Vogel. Vogel 3-point shot on the way. Rebounded by Hines. As the shot's off the rim. Up to Epperly quickly. Over to the left wing to Reichenbach. Reichenbach back out to Epperly. Epperly, top of the key. Going to drive to the right side. Nearly throws it away. Van Kampen comes up with it. Going to drive the wing. Feeds to Hines. Hines going to go up. Off the backboard and no good. And kicks it out. Reichenbach 3-point shot on the way off the rim and no good. And Langston comes up with a rebound. And a foul on the Vikings is going to be called as tries to come up with a loose ball. Wyatt Reichenbach. It's his first personal. And Belt in the double bonus. They'll get 2 shots. And to the line, Adam Langston will get 2 in the double bonus here. 10-8 on the Montana Athletic scoreboard with 5:30 to go till halftime. Langston, his first free throw on the way. Off the rim and no good. Rocker Fisher and Colt Furness will return for Reichenbach and Hines for the Vikings. And Langston will get 1 more. Second free throw on the way is good, and a 3-point lead for the Huskies. And checking in for the shooter Langston is number 5, TJ Hennies. And Viking basketball underneath as they trail by 3 with 5:30 to go to halftime. Gets it in to Epperly. Epperly looking. Gives it over to Van Kampen. Van Kampen looking back to Epperly. Epperly got to get across the timeline, and he does. Dribbling through. Looking. Spin move. And he's going to be grabbed. Couldn't tell if he's trying to go up for a shot or feed it over to Thornus, who had the left block. And that foul is going to be on number 11, Bridger Vogel. And that'll be his first and 16 foul. And Epperly going to say he was shooting, and he'll get 2 shots. Isaac does. First shot by Epperly, up and on the way. Makes it nothing at the bottom of the net for the Vikings. Vikes within 2, about 5:19 to go. And trail 11-9. Epperly will get 1 more. Epperly shot up. Nothing but the bottom of the net. And they within 1. Quickly up. Belt gets to the right side to Vogel. Bridger back out to Evans. Kicks it over to McDaniel. Over to Vogel. And feet got tied up underneath. I'm not sure who that foul is going to be on. Well, the foul's called on Duke. Duke's second underneath as they got tied up. Him and Hunter Vogel. Hunter Vogel will go live to shoot 2. First shot up and good by Vogel. And number 15, Bryce Gilliard will come in for Colt Thornus with 5:10 to go. 1 more for Vogel. Shot up off the back of the rim and no good. Van Kampen down with the rebound for Bigfork. Dribbles it up, gets crossed. And a held ball. Possession belongs to Bigfork as Van Kampen drives into a double team, gets himself in trouble. But luckily the possession arrow belongs to the Vikings. Epperly to inbound. Goes over to Fisher. Fisher will cross the timeline for the Vikings. Right wing to Epperly. Epperly looking underneath, looking for Van Kampen top of the key. Over to Wyatt Duke. Wyatt Duke underneath. Gilliard fighting hard underneath, requesting the basketball. Van Kampen on the left wing gives it over to Epperly. Epperly looking to drive. Takes it up off the backboard and off the rim and no good. And Epperly will go back to the free throw line and get 2 more and an opportunity to tie this ball game up with 4:38 to go here until halftime. And a 12-10 lead for the Belt Huskies on the Bigfork Harvest Foods scoreboard. Epperly's first shot on the way. Finds nothing but the bottom of the net. And he'll get 1 more. Epperly shot up. Oh, off the rim and no good. Tipped up. Almost went back in. Fisher comes up with a loose ball for the Vikings. And he's going to get fouled there by Hunter Vogel. And now the Vikes will be in the bonus. It is his 18th foul on Belt. And that'll be number 21, Hunter Vogel's second personal. Now Fisher will go back to the line. And he'll get to shoot the 1-on-1 for the Vikings. First shot up. Off the rim and no good. And brought down by Bridger Vogel. Over to Hunter Vogel. Up to McDaniel. Right wing. Quickly for Belt. In the corner. Hennies with a 2-point shot from the left corner. Good for Belt. 4:19 and counting. Van Kampen into Epperly. Over. Stolen away by Hunter Vogel. Feeds McDaniel. Blocked. But fouled by Epperly. As Bigfork needs to take care of the basketball here in the backcourt as they turn it over on the pass. That'll be Epperly's, Isaac that is, his first personal, and 2 shots for McDaniel at the free throw line for the Huskies. So the Vikings had an opportunity to tie it. Couldn't make the free throws, and McDaniel make his first 15-11 on the Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard with 2:10 to go. Matroni back in for Belt. McDaniel's shot on the way is good, and a 16-11 lead. Hines and Bjorgi will come back in for the Vikings. Van Kampen and Epperly will take a seat. So Gilliard, Fisher, Hines, Bjorgi, and Duke in the ball game for the Vikings. Bjorgi, Gilliard gets it over to Hines. Hines over to Fisher. Fisher was not even looking. And Bryce Gilliard will come up with the loose ball, but can't quite hit Fisher on the right wing. And a turnover by the Vikings. and it'll be Belt basketball. 3:57 to go. Inbound. Hunter Vogel across the timeline. Kicks it over to McDaniel. McDaniel looking for Henny's, top of the key. Over to Hunter Vogel. Vogel kicks it out to Henny's. Henny's will serve it over to Petroni. Back to Vogel, back to Henny's on the right wing. Looking out top. They'll give it up to Langston. Langston will give it over to McDaniel, left wing. Langston, top of the key, moving around. Hunter Vogel, three-point shot on the way off the rim, and no good. And Wyatt Duke with a big rebound, and he's going to try to get it out to Fisher, and he's going to get fouled as he tries to get the ball out to Fisher. And that'll be the second personal. Number 3, Aiden McDaniel, and the 19th foul. So Wyatt Duke goes to the line, and he'll get an opportunity to shoot 1-1. And returning for the Vikings, number 1 is Colt Thornus. Duke shot on the road, and good. 16-12, 3:26 to go on the Bigfork Dental scoreboard. Duke with one more free throw. Shot up, off the rim, no good. And Bjorgi comes up the rebound out to Fisher. Three-point shot on the way from deep on the left key, about 5 feet behind the three-point line. And he drains it. And the Vikings within one, 16-15. Vogel, top of the key. He'll kick it over to Matroni. Matroni stolen away by Hines on a bad pass. He's going to give it up to Fisher. Fisher, top of the key. Gives it over to Wyatt Duke on the left wing. To Colt Thornus. Thornus looking to take it up, shoots it, and he's going to go over the free throw line. Well, they're going to say it's on the floor. It doesn't matter because that will be the 10th team foul, and that'll be the double bonus. And Thornus will get 2. So Thornus to the line, and he will shoot 2. Makes the first one. So we're tied at 16. Thanks, Hoagie. Hoagie, listen out there, as well as Gillard listening to this ball game. We're tied at 16 with 2:54 to go. And Thornus with another free throw on the way. Off the back of the rim, no good. Knocked away by Wyatt Duke and saved by Belts 45 Evans, but off the foot of Bjorgi, who's hustling after it as well. And it'll be Belt basketball, 2:51 to go. We're tied at 16 here in Shelby, Montana. And into Vogel. Vogel brings it up. Top of the key. To the right wing goes Vogel. Looking. Kicks it over to McDaniel. McDaniel on the right wing, guarded by Fisher. Out to Vogel. Vogel top of the key. Right wing to McDaniel. Petroni. Left wing to Vogel. Looking underneath to Evans. Evans gives it out to McDaniel, kicks it over to Vogel on the left wing, three-point shot on the way, and no good. And long rebound come up by Matroni, but Fisher knocks it out of bounds as he tries to go for the loose ball. And it will be Belt basketball with 2:20 to go. Underneath, kicks it over, Matroni on the left corner, dribbles out to the left wing, gives it to Vogel, top of the key, McDaniel right wing. Back to Matroni. Over to Vogel, left wing. McDaniel over Matroni on the right wing. About loses it, and Fisher tries to come up with the loose ball, but fouls Matroni, and that'll be 2 shots for number 1, Garrett Matroni. That'll be Fisher's second personal. First shot up and good by Matroni as Belt takes the lead back 17-16. 2:02 to go on the Bigfork Dental scoreboard. 17-16 Belt leads, and they will get another free throw by Matroni. Shot up off the rim and no good, and Bjorgi comes up with a strong rebound. Feeds it up to Fisher. Fisher going to get trapped. Feeds it up too high for the 6'7" Colt Thornus, who was underneath, and turnover by Bigfork. And a timeout taken by the Belt Huskies. A 30-second timeout. And thanks, Hoagie, for the feedback. turn it down a little bit. Hope it sounds better. That's always good to know what's going on out of there. Hoagie Hogan, listen out there. Rebecca Gilliard and the gang also checking on. And to Rebecca, I have not received it or seen it in the mail, but anyway. Somebody says, good job, thanks. I'm not sure who that was. Let me know who's listening if you text me so I can give you a shout out. Belt basketball bring up the court with under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Vogel with the basketball. Going to drive to the left wing. Then back out off the screen of Evans. Kicks it over Matroni. Matroni on the left wing extended. Top of the key to Vogel. Vogel back to Matroni. Looking to launch a three-point shot off the rim and no good. And nice rebound there by Wyatt Reichenbach. Goes up strong as the Vikings definitely have the height advantage and should be taking advantage of that underneath and getting those rebounds. So Reichenbach's going to go shoot the double bonus as he's fouled on the rebound. And looks like as the number 1, Cayman Evans. And Wyatt Duke will return the lineup, replacing Eli Hines for the Vikings. And Reichenbach to the line, shot up. Makes the second one. We're tied at 17, 134 and counting to go. Vogel quickly up. Matroni on the left wing, gives it out to McDaniel. Over to Vogel, top of the key, Matroni. McDaniel on the left wing. Vogel. A long three-point shot on the way by and saved by Duke to Epperly. So Belt with a long three-point shot brought up the feet. And Epperly will drive in and get fouled. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2, that long three-point shot. And Epperly will go to the line. Gets 2. Makes the first one. The Vikings take their first lead. Second lead, actually, 18-17. Returning is Bridger Vogel for Belt. And Epperly will get one more. Makes it. Takes a 2-point lead by the Vikings on the Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard, 19-17. 103 to go and counting. Matroni with the basketball, top of the key, gives it over to McDaniel. Top of the key, Vogel. He'll give it to Matroni. Back to McDaniel. Left side to Vogel in the corner. And pass intended underneath from Keegan McDaniel to Evans, and off the hands of Bigfork and out of bounds with 48 seconds to go. It'll be Bout basketball underneath, and Keegan McDaniel will take it out. Matroni in the corner. Off the rim and no good. And they're going to call a foul underneath on the rebound. And for you, Jay, the game is not delayed. It is going on. There's 44.9 seconds to go till halftime, and the Vikings lead 19-17. And at the line, shooting 2 shots, making the first one, I believe, is number 11. It is. That's Bridger Vogel. He'll shoot one more. Shot in the way is good, and they tied it up at 19 with 44.9 to go. Inbound to Duke. Back to Reichenbach. Reichenbach over to Wyatt Duke. Looking. Gives it over. Back to Reichenbach. And Bigfork will take a timeout. A full timeout taken by the Vikings, as we're tied at 19 apiece on the Montana Athletic scoreboard with 36.7 to go. I'll be back here momentarily. The rest of the first half from Shelby, Montana. All right, welcome back to Shelby, Montana, the Tip-Off Classic. And 36.7 to go. We're tied at 19 apiece until halftime. 36.7 Viking basketball in down to Fisher, who's back in the ball game for the Vikings, dribbling up. Gets it across the timeline, does Walker Fisher. 28 seconds to go. Looking for Epperly on the right wing. Fisher's going to drive down the right side, looking to drive. Kick it up, gets stuck underneath, and kicks it out to Epperly. Epperly, top of the key, looking to drive. Kicks it out to Fisher, and before he kicks it out, the three-point try, he's going to be fouled and go to the free throw line to shoot the number one is 2 shots. I agree, Jerry. All right, Epperly at the line, shooting 2. First shot up is good. Nothing at the bottom of the net for the freshman, Epperly, for the Vikings. Epperly will get one more. Shot up and good, makes them both. So the Vikings take a 2-point lead with 15 seconds to go. Into McDaniel quickly. Over to Vogel. Vogel on the right wing. Back out to McDaniel. Kicks over Matrone on the left wing. Matrone looking, he's stuck. Feeds in the right wing to Vogel. Vogel 3-point shot at the buzzer. On the way, no good. Puts it back up and no good by Evans. As Thorness tries to block it. And we'll head into halftime. And the Vikings a much better start today as they lead here at halftime against the Belt Huskies 21-19 on the Bigfork Dental scoreboard. Hey, you need some dental needs? Well, Dr. Aaron Price and the team at Bigfork Dental Center are proud to support the Vikes and Vals athletics. To see Dr. Aaron Price and her dental team for all your dental needs, including digital radiographs, tooth-colored fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, dentures, and much more. Now accepting new patients of all ages. Call today 837-5611 or see bigforkdental.com. Dr. Aaron Price and the Big Fork Dental team, thank you for sponsoring Big Fork Athletics. Again, Bob Lilienthal as well, listening out there. Big shout out to Bob. Not sure if we were in Florida or back in Big Fork. Snowing up here. The wind was howling yesterday, but today not as much wind, but the snow is coming down. And I understand it's snowing pretty good back in Big Fork, so it'll be for a interesting trip on the way back. So your halftime score, 21-19. The Vikings lead the Belt Huskies from Shelby, Montana. This is James LaFontaine, the voice of the Vikes, the Vals, on the Viking Network, BFSD events on YouTube. We'll be back with halftime stats momentarily from Shelby, Montana. Well, welcome back to Shelby, Montana. The Coyote Kickoff Classics as the Vikings lead at halftime 21-19 over the Belt Huskies. And halftime brought to you by Bigfork Harvest Foods. Well, groceries including amazing bakery, deli, and much, much more. Head on over to Bigfork Harvest Foods. Say hi to Marcus Bagos and the gang. 8111 Highway 35 at Bigfork. 837-5010. And thank you for sponsoring Bigfork Athletics. Looking at your halftime shots, mostly, for Belt, they did all their damage pretty much at the free throw line. McDaniel leading the way, 6 of 7 on his free throws. And 5 of 6 in the first quarter, 2 for 2 in the second. And he's got 6 points. 2 for Hermes, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, Matroni. 3 of 6 from the free throw line is Hunter Vogel, and he's got 3 points, 1 point for Langston. 10 in the first and 9 in the second, 19 total. And Vogel actually had 6 points total. So he's tied with McDaniel, leading the Huskies. Taking a look at the stats for the Vikings. And I'll pull it up here on my trusty phone. Well, I'll have to wait for those because Bonnie sent me, as she usually does, she sent me both of the opposing team. I'll have to get the halftime stat. Looking at the board for Bigfork. And let me see if I can get those from her. Text her and see if she had a little young man yesterday bringing me up stats at halftime and then full game. That was kind of nice. Epperly was 7 at halftime. Colt Bonus with 4. 4 also for Wyatt Reichenbach. 3 for Walker Fisher. And 21 at halftime. We've got about a little over a minute till we tip off the second half. And the Vikings lead 21-17. Here from Shelby, Montana. 406-270-7384. Thanks for joining Viking basketball here on BFSD Events. This will wrap up their tournament game. And what will happen next? Well, the Vikings will be in action next week. And if you don't have the schedule, you can look online, but I'll give it to you. The next action for Bigfork will be against Eureka, up in Eureka. JV and varsity going with the Vows. And we'll have those games as well. BFSD Events on YouTube if you can't make it to Eureka, coming up on Tuesday, December 17th, as they take on the Eureka Lions. Varsity at 7:30, JV at 4:30, and the Vows will be on as well at 6 and 3 o'clock. And this is coming through, so let me see if I can get this. A good job at the line. Isaac again, all of his points from the free throw line, only missed 1. 7 of 8 from the free throw line. Wyatt Duke with a quiet 3, a 2-pointer, and then 1 of 2 free throws. A big 3 by Walker Fisher. And 3 and 1 of 2 from the line for Wyatt Reichenbach. And Colt Bonus, 2-point bucket, and 2 of 6 from the free throw line by Colt Thornus. So we'll get ready to start the second half. Get ready to tip here from Shelby, Montana. That is your halftime stats. Again, the Valkyries will be in action this afternoon at 4 o'clock. They take on the Chinook Sugar Beaters, and we'll have that here as well live. That will be over in the Junior high broadcasting that game this afternoon. If you want to check in and listen to the Valkyries, who had a great game last night. They came down by 10, came back and sent it to overtime. They almost won it in regulation and lost 49-44 in overtime. We're on the way in the front court. Left to right, it was a belt. We give it out to Vogel. Vogel will kick it out. 3-point shot in the way by McDaniel. Rebound. Fisher comes up with the rebound. So Fisher, Wyatt Reichenbach, Hines, Colt Thornus underneath from Hines. Thornus puts it up, kicks it out, and Hennies comes up with the loose ball underneath to Evans. Back out to Hennies. Hennies loses it, and that's going to be an early back violation by Belt, and it'll be Bigfork basketball. So Reichenbach, Hines, Fisher, Epperly, and Thornus, the same starting lineup. Same thing for Belt. They got Vogel, they got McDaniel, Hennies, Evans, and Langston. Underneath, Fisher tries to get it to Colt underneath and losing it out of bounds as Fisher knocks it away from McDaniel in the front court. So the Vikings will be heading right to left. The Huskies left to right, and inbounding is Langston on the far side in the front court. Inbound to Vogel for a Belt. Gets it over to McDaniel on the right wing, extended. Back out to Vogel, top of the key. McDaniel kicks it underneath to Evans. Evans spin move up off the backboard, and it'll be fouled by Thornus. And that'll be Colts, I believe, his second. So not in foul trouble like he was yesterday. That'll be the first team foul on the Vikings here in the second half. And to the line is number 45, Cayman Evans for Belt, and he'll shoot two. Try to tie the ball game up with these two free throws. First shot up off the back of the rim and no good. And 7:08 to go on the Bigfork Harvest Foods scoreboard. Bigfork still leads 21-19. No score here in the third quarter. Nobody's put any buckets in, and second shot on the way is good by Evans. And Vikings lead by one. Over to Hines in the backcourt. Hines looking. Double team gives it back to Epperly. Thornus goes up for the shot. He's going to get fouled and head to the free throw line. So a nice pass by Hines underneath. Epperly looking to drive in and gives it up unselfishly to Thornus underneath. And he can't make it, but he goes to the free throw line, and he'll get two free throws. A little short on that. Was shooting it hard in the first half. He'll get one more. 7 minutes left here in quarter number 3, and Thornus will get another free throw. Shot in the way, much better, but still short off the front of the rim. And Belt quickly up the court to Vogel, to McDaniel, to Evans, back to Hennies, and then over to McDaniel. And left wing, back out to McDaniel, top of the key. Vogel, 3-point shot in the way, no good. And Fisher will quickly come up and give up to Evans. Epperly drives in off the rim, and no good. And they call a player control foul on Epperly as he drives it in, and he'll go to. That's a second personal on Epperly, and a second team foul on the Vikings here in the second half. So Bigfork played a little more aggressive, like Hollow wanted here after yesterday's ball game, and Vogel will bring it across the timeline for Belt. On the right wing, McDaniel gives it over to Vogel on the left side. To McDaniel, right wing extended, goes to the top of the key, looking to pass out to Vogel in the corner for Hennies. Back down to McDaniel on the right wing to Vogel. Vogel looking to drive, kicks it out to Hennies. Hennies 3-point shot on the way, no good. Reichenbach fights for it, gets the rebound, kicks it out to Fisher. Fisher gives it up to Epperly across the timeline. Back to Fisher, top of the key. Over to Reichenbach. Reichenbach looking, kicks it out to Hines. Hines up the key. Tries to get underneath to Thornus and knocked away by Evans for Belt. It'll be Bigfork basketball underneath on the far side, and Fisher will take it out for the Vikings. Thornus takes it right underneath, takes it right up off the front of the rim, and no good. And rebounded by McDaniel. Out to Vogel. Vogel up the key. And Hines will foul him as he crosses the timeline. That'll be Hines' second and third team foul. And Bjorgi will replace Hines. And Evans will check that. Langston inbounds to Vogel, over to McDaniel on the right wing. Belt with the basketball, Vogel left side, feeds it underneath to Langston, back to Evans, and knocked away by Bigfork, but off of, check that, that'll be off of Evans' foot, and it'll be Bigfork basketball. Levi Taylor in foul trouble early in the first half with 3 now, and back in the ball game, as well as Wyatt Duke and Van Kampen. Looking. Van Kampen in the corner. Gives it up to Bjorgi. Over to Duke. Duke. Back to Van Kampen on the far side. Across the timeline is Van Kampen. Gives it up to Bjorgi. Out to Epperly. Epperly's going to set things up for the Vikings. Over to Taylor. Taylor right wing. Epperly top of the keys. Brings it out. Over to Wyatt Duke left side. Right wing. Or excuse me, left wing to Van Kampen. Van Kampen looking, driving, brings it up top of the key. Tries to get it in. Taylor knocked away, but Van Kampen comes up with a 3-point shot by Epperly from the left wing is good by Isaac Epperly. 24-20 on the Bigfork Dental scoreboard. The Vikings lead. Quickly up court, McDaniel with the basketball, top of the key. Over to Vogel on the right wing, back to McDaniel left side. Looking down in the corner, gives it to Vogel right wing. Back. A long 3-point shot off the front of the rim by McDaniel, and Evans will come up with a rebound, and he'll get fouled on the rebound on the floor. It'll be Belt basketball underneath. 14 foul on Bigfork and a 4th personal on Levi Taylor. Quickly in, Belt. And he's going to be fouled by Isaac Bjorgi. And as they quickly get it into Evans, Evans fouled by Bjorgi. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. 4:35 to go here in quarter number 3. The Vikings lead by 4, 24-20. Evans up too hard off the back of the rim. And he'll get one more. So Epperly, Van Kampen, Bjorgi, Duke, and Taylor in the ball game for Bigfork. Second shot by Evans on the way, rebounded by Wyatt Duke for Bigfork. Epperly feeds it up to Bjorgi. Bjorgi looking. What an attack there. Epperly, top of the key. Over Van Kampen on the left side, left wing. Out to the top of the key to Epperly. Epperly gives it out to Duke. Left wing, Van Kampen looking to drive and bring it out top. Epperly 3-point shot on the way, off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Vogel for Belt. They'll bring it up, 4:10 to go. Vogel quickly up McDaniel, 3-point shot off the right wing, off the rim and no good. Vogel will come at the rebound. Evans tips it back up, no good. Evans with the rebound again, puts it up off the backboard and no good. And the whistle blows. It'll be foul on Bigfork. And that'll be on Isaac Bjorgi, his third 16th foul. Again, Bigfork being aggressive. 16 fouls here in the second half. Only 1 called against Belt. And Evans goes to the line to shoot 2 with 3:58 to go. And the Vikings leading by 4. Shot up, off the rim, off the backboard, and drops. 24-21. Bridger Vogel returns the ball game and replaces McDaniel. For Belt, 1 more for Evans. Lane violation as Taylor tried to keep from leaning in. You can see him, Levi over there, and he falls in the lane for the free throw shot, which is a lane violation, and Evans misses, so he'll get 1 more. Evans shot up, rim backboard good. They'll pull within 2, 24-22 on the Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. Into Duke, over to Bjorgi. To Taylor, backcourt to Bjorgi. Got to get it across the timeline. Feeds it over to Taylor across in the front court. Gives it up to Epperly. Epperly looking to drive. Epperly Wyatt Duke. Left wing extended, gives it out to Van Kampen. Van Kampen looking to drive. Kicks it over to Epperly, underneath. Bjorgi tries to feed it underneath. Bjorgi's got to take it up. Up and under goes Bjorgi. And misses the basket, but he gets fouled in the play, and he'll go to the free throw line as that foul's called to number 11, Bridget Vogel, his second, and second team foul on Belt with 3:26 to go, and 2 shots by Bjorgi. A little bit hard off the back of the rim, and no good on the first free throw. Aiden McDaniel along with Garrett Troney checking back in for Belt, and Bjorgi will get one more. Also checking for Bigfork, Walker Fisher and Bryce Gilliard, and Thornus at the scorer's table getting ready to check in for Bjorgi. So Bjorgi makes this one. Thornus will be back in. Second shot on the way, in and out, goes down and comes back out, and no good. And 3:22 to go. Belt with the basketball as a rebounded by McDaniel. McDaniel over to Vogel. Vogel over to McDaniel. Left wing. Back to the right. Vogel. 3-point shot from the right wing is no good. Bjorgi comes up with the rebound for Bigfork. Feeds it up to Taylor, right wing. Saves it out of bounds and trying to come down with it. McDaniel gets the ball and he's running away from the back. Oh, blocked there by Bjorgi as McDaniel goes up and misses it. And loose ball got by Evans, but he misses it, and Bjorgi grabs the rebound. Up quickly to Fisher, to Taylor. Taylor trying to finish or feed Wyatt Duke underneath and knocked out of bounds by Belt. And a great hustle there by Isaac Bjorgi on that block shot to get back and rejected that. The fans going a little bit crazy on that nice rejection by Bjorgi. And great hustle. 2:43 to go, 24-22. The Vikings lead. Fisher to Wyatt Duke. He tried to force it to get over the basketball coming up the court. Off the backboard again, we tied up at 24 apiece. Gilliard quickly in to Fisher, back to Gilliard. Over to Thornus. Thornus looking to Gilliard. Got to get across the timeline. Up to Fisher. Fisher on the right wing instead of bringing out to the top of the key for the Vikings. 2:20 to go. Fisher gives it over to Taylor. Taylor looking to drive. Top of the key to Fisher. Fisher going to bring it back out. Over to Wyatt Duke. In the corner to Bryce Gilliard. Gilliard. Bring it out. Gives it to Walker Fisher. Fisher underneath. Tries to feed Thornus. Knocked away by Langston for Belt. And out of bounds to Bigfork with 1:58 to go. TJ Hennies and Hunter Vogel return for Belt. 1:58 to go, and we're tied at 24. Inbound, Wyatt Duke. Throws it away to Vogel. And Taylor has to get out of the way because he wants to pick up his 5th. Takes it in, score. Belt takes the lead, 26-24. Thornus over to Wyatt Duke, across the timeline. Duke looking. Stolen away by Vogel. Vogel left-handed layup is good by Belt. 28-24. Inbounded. Gives it up to Thornus, left side, over to Fisher. And they blow that whistle as Fisher receives it but gets fouled from behind by number 3, Aiden McDaniel. That'll be his 3rd, and the 3rd team foul on Belt. It'll be Bigfork basketball as Hines replaces Wyatt Duke for Bigfork. Hines on the far side of the front court, looking back door. Taylor into Fisher. Fisher looking to set it up. Over to Hines, right wing. Back to Walker Fisher. Look, fakes the 3, gives it over to Taylor. Thornus underneath. Bryce Gilliard goes up. Oh, rolls off the rim and falls. No good. As a nice pass there by Thornus underneath to Gilliard. Gilliard puts it up. They'll go to the free throw line and he'll get 2. 14 foul. As Gilliard's first shot is up and good. Pulls it within 28-25. Langston returning to the lineup. to replace number 5, TJ Hennings, who picked up his 4th personal. And Bryce Gilliard will get one more shot with 1:13 to go. Second shot off the front of the rim and no good. And 28-25 on the Montana Athletic scoreboard. The Vikings trail by 3 with about a little over a minute to go here in quarter number 3. Vogel dribbles up the top of the key, gives it over to McDaniel. In the corner to Langston. Langston out to McDaniel, right wing. Top of the key to Vogel. Over to Hunter Vogel. Back to McDaniel. Bridger, Hunter Vogel right side. Bridger looking to shoot. Kicks it over to his brother Hunter. Baseline goes Langston to Evans. Kicks it out to Hunter Vogel. Up to Evans. Evans throws it up. No good. A Bigfork. Bryce Gilliard comes up with the rebound. Gilliard gives it up to Fisher. Fisher across the timeline. Gives it over to the left wing to Hines. Hines with the basketball out to Bryce Gilliard. Bryce Gilliard extended. Tries to get underneath to Colt Thornus. And we just need better entry passes. Thornus has the position underneath. They're throwing it just a bit high. And 21 seconds to go. The Vikings trailing by 3, 28-25. Vogel over to his brother Bridger. Back to Hunter. Hunter underneath to Evans. Stolen away by Colt Thornus. Fisher quickly up. Looking. Feeds it to Taylor. Taylor takes it up. No foul. And Hunter takes it, launches it past half court, off the rim, and no good. And 3 quarters complete from Shelby, Montana. The Vikings trail 28-25 on the Bigfork Dental scoreboard. We'll take a short break and be back with quarter number 4 from Shelby, Montana, the Coyote Kickoff Classic. This is James LaFontaine, the voice of the Vikes and Vows with you. And on the Viking Broadcasting Network, BFSD events here on YouTube. All right, fourth quarter time, and fourth quarter brought to you by the Montana Athletic Club. What's keeping you from getting fit? Discounted guest passes, personal training, Pilates, much, much more. 850 Holt Drive in Bigfork, 837-2582. Bigfork basketball to start the fourth quarter, and Gilliard will take it out on the far side. Looking, gives it into Fisher. Fisher will bring it out to the top of the key to set things up. Gives it over to Thornus. Thornus on the right wing extended. Gives it over to Hines, left wing, looking back door. Throws a pass a little bit high for Thornus. And McDaniel comes up with the loose ball, drives it in, and Taylor has to back off. And Hines will get the rebound. Taylor with 4 personals, so he's got to be careful. Hines front court, gives it up to Fisher. Over to Taylor. Back to Fisher, top of the key. Hines on the right wing. Looking for Thornus underneath. Back of the corner, Bryce Gilliard. Back out to Hines, right wing. Fisher, top of the key. We'll give it to Taylor, left wing. Fisher, over to Hines on the right wing, back to Fisher, top of the key. Over to Taylor, looking underneath. Bryce Gilliard forces it in, but he's going to be fouled. Here's Bryce Gilliard. He'll be fouled by number 11, Bridger Vogel. And inbound, Gilliard. Gilliard tries to feed it to Thornus. Hines on the tip out to get the loose ball. Looking underneath and trying to get the ball underneath to Colt, who's got the height advantage on Evans. Feeds it up. And off of Thornus is trying to get that entry pass into him. No score going on here yet in the fourth quarter. Still 28-25, 6:54 to go. On the Bigfork Dental scoreboard. Vogel in the front court, top of the key. Over to McDaniel on the right wing, out to Bridger Vogel. Over to Hunter. McDaniel to Bridger. Right wing, Bridger with the basketball. Over to Hunter, top of the key, gives it over to McDaniel on the left wing. Leads it up to Bridger. Bridger, three-point shot on the way. The top three is good by Belt. 31-25. Bigfork down by 6 with 6:22 to go. Hines feeds it up to Bryce Gilliard. Slowly knocked away by Bridger. Hunter goes up and is going to be fouled by Hines. And to the line to shoot two, it'll be number 21, Hunter Vogel for Belt. So Belt being a little more aggressive here at the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth. First shot on the way is good. Van Kampen coming back in for Bryce Gilliard for the Vikings. So Van Kampen, Epperly, Hines, Thornus, and Fisher in the ball game for the Vikings. Evans, Langston, Bridger, and Hunter Vogel, and McDaniel in for Belt. Free throw's good. 33-25, an 8-point lead by Belt with 6:12 to go. And Fisher to inbounds. Gives it over to Hines. Hines on the left side, dribbling up. Back to Fisher. Fisher looking across the timeline. Gives in the middle, Thornus. Thornus looking. Kicks it over the right side. Epperly. Epperly will set it to the top of the key to Fisher. Kicks it over to Hines, left side. Hines looking to dribble. Gives it over to Epperly on the left wing. Fisher in the corner. And Bigfork, the Vikings, looking to settle things down. And Hollow talking to his players and looking, hey, we need to settle down and get things going here. So Bigfork will take a full timeout here as they trail by 8, 33-25 now here in the fourth quarter on your Montana Athletic Scoreboard. We got the rest of the fourth quarter from Shelby, Montana. All right, welcome back to Shelby, Montana. The Coyote Tip-Off Classic. It's the Vikings taking on the Belt Huskies here in quarter number 4. And the Vikings have only put up 4 points here since halftime. Here in the second half as they led 21-19 at halftime and being outscored 14-4. And the reason why the Huskies have an 8-point lead. Hines inbound the front court on the near side of Fisher. Fisher top of the key. Back to Epperly. On the left wing extended, gives it over to Van Kampen. Van Kampen with the basketball. Feeds it underneath. Thornus looking to drive. Drives toward Hines, and Langston steals it away for Belt. Quickly up to McDaniel. Guarded by Fisher. Over to Vogel. Hunter. Over to Bridger. Bridger. They leave him. 3-point shot on the way is no good. Evans comes up with the rebound. Going to take it back up. And he's going to be fouled. As the Vikings need to do a better job of Howell talked about boxing out and getting the rebound. And Hines will pick up his 4th personal, 8th team foul on the Vikings here in the second half. And Evans will go to the line to shoot 2. First shot is up and good. Wyatt Reichenbach and Wyatt Duke will replace Thornus and Van Kampen for the Vikings with 5:17 to go. Evans shot. Up. No good. And Duke will come down with the rebound. 34-25, 5:15 and counting. Fisher up to Reichenbach. Over to Epperly, stolen by Evans. McDaniel on the breakout. Feeds Bridger. Vogel off the backboard and good for Belt. Inbound, Bigfork. Gives it over to Fisher, back to Hines, back to Fisher. Fisher in the backcourt looking for Hines. Hines dribbling across. In the front court to Walker. Or Reichenbach. Stolen away by Langston. And a held ball as Hines will tie up Langston. And it'll be Belt possession here with the basketball. Langston inbounds. Inbounds to Vogel. Hunter, that is. In the backcourt. Evans, or Epperly going to pick him up. Gives it up to Bridger. Over to Langston. Left side to Hunter. Underneath to Evans. Evans takes it straight up. No good. And rebound. Loose ball come up with Hines. Hines dribbling up across the court. In the front court to Epperly. Fisher, top of the key for the Vikings. 4:19 and counting. Over to Reichenbach. Reichenbach looking to drive. Gives it over to Epperly. 3-point shot. Up and off the backboard. No good, but Reichenbach comes up the rebound again. Comes up again and throws it up and off the rim and no good. And they're going to get Reichenbach with a push on the second one. And that is his third personal, 19th foul. That means Belt is in the bonus to shoot 1-1. And Aiden McDaniel will go to the line to shoot a 1-1 for the Belt Huskies. 4:03 to go here in the ball game, and leading 36-25 on your Bigfork Dental scoreboard are the Belt Huskies. McDaniel, as Bjorgi comes back in for the Vikings. 1-1, first shot on the way is good, so he'll get the bonus. Hines, Bjorgi, Reichenbach, Epperly, and Fisher in for the Vikes. McDaniel will get one more. Shot up and good, so he gets the bonus as well. 38-25. Into Fisher, and Bridger Vogel will foul Fisher in the backcourt. That is 16th foul, and Vogel's. I'm not sure because they don't have it up on the board here. Hines over to Fisher, over to Bjorgi. Bjorgi looking, takes a shot from the free throw line. Good, the 2-point shot by Isaac Bjorgi. 38-27 in the backcourt. Epperly picking up Vogel. Hunter Vogel dribbling up the court, right wing. Epperly getting up on him, playing defense. Hunter Vogel drives it in, gives it out to Evans. Over to McDaniel, to Bridger on the left wing. Bridger looking to drive. Top of the key, looks over, finds McDaniel on the right wing. McDaniel over to Bridger, over to Hunter. Hunter on the left wing now for Belt. Will bring it to the top of the key, set it up, gives it out to McDaniel. Over to Bridger. Bridger top of the key. And they're just going to run some clock underneath to McDaniel. Right corner, McDaniel, shot no good, and Bjorgi would come up with a strong rebound. He's going to push it all the way up the court. Looking to go all the way, almost loses it, and he's going to get fouled, and that'll put him at the free throw line. Aggressive is Isaac Bjorgi. He's fouled by number 21, Hunter Vogel, and that's Hunter's fourth personal, 17th foul. So Bjorgi will go to the line and shoot 1-1. Excuse me. 2:58 to go in the ball game, and the Vikings trail by 9. Shot up and good by Bjorgi. And he'll get one more with 2:58 to go. Shot on the way by Bjorgi, off the rim and no good. And Taylor comes up with the rebound, kicks it out to Hines. 3-point shot on the way by Hines, out the back of the rim, no good. But Bjorgi, aggressive, comes up with a rebound. He's going to get fouled, and he's going to go back to the free throw line. So Isaac Bjorgi playing strong here in quarter number 4 and not giving up. That's the 18th foul and the 5th personal on Hunter Vogel for a Belt, and he'll foul out of the ball game. And that'll bring in number 1, Garrett Matroni for Belt. And a 1-1 as the 18th foul on Belt. Bjorgi goes back to the line. Off the rim, about the backboard, no good. And Langston comes up with the rebound for Belt, gives it out to McDaniel. And McDaniel's going to be fouled in the backcourt by Hines. And Eli Hines will foul out of the ball game for the Vikings. picks up his 5th in the backcourt. And Van Kampen will go in the ball game for Bigfork. And that's the 10th team foul on the Vikings. And in the double bonus is Belt, number 3, Aiden McDaniel at the line. He'll get 2 shots. First shot are up and good. 39-28 with 2:43 to go. One more for McDaniel. Shot up and good. Stretches the lead 12 at 40-28 with 2:43. Inbounds to Epperly. Epperly across the timeline. Gives it over to Fisher. Fisher, top of the key, extended. Gives it out to Van Kampen. Van Kampen looking underneath. Looking for Taylor. Going to drive to the top of the key. Over to the left side to Fisher. Fisher going to bring it out. Set it up. Gives it over to Epperly. Epperly on the right wing extended. Drives to the top of the key. Gives it over Van Kampen. Underneath to Bjorky. Back to Van Kampen. Van Kampen looking underneath. Epperly, top of the key. Fisher looking to get that 3-point shot off. Can't. And underneath to Taylor. Taylor looking. Gives it to Van Kampen. Van Kampen looking. Take it up. Throws it up. Off the back of the rim and no good. And Van Kampen will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Vikings. Garrett Matroni is second personal. And Van Kampen at the line to shoot 2. First shot up off the back of the rim and a good. Thornus coming in the ball game for Isaac Bjorgi. Nice job in there. A great hustle by Isaac Bjorgi. And Van Kampen will get another with 2:05 to go. Off the rim and no good. And Taylor will knock it away from Langston, but out of bounds off Bigfork. It will be Belt's basketball. With 2:04 to go here in the ball game, the Vikings trailing 40-28 here to the Belt Huskies, and it will be a 30-second timeout taken by the Huskies here in Shelby, Montana. Once again, the Vikings will be in action coming up next Tuesday. They'll head to Eureka to take on the Eureka Lions. Varsity games away at 7:30. That'll be right after the girls' varsity game, which is scheduled for about 6 o'clock. So look for us on BFST events if you can't make it down up to Eureka, Montana. Weather conditions and road conditions be good. I'll be making it up there to broadcast those ball games. You can also check the Valkyries in action later today at 4 o'clock as they take on the Chinook Sugar Beaters. Inbound to McDaniel in the backcourt for Belt. Knocked away by Epperly. It'll remain Belt basketball, 2:01 to go. Langston inbounding for Belt. Epperly trying to fight over the screen. Picks up the foul. That is his 3rd. And to the line to shoot 2. And the double bonus is number 11, Bridger Vogel for the Huskies with 2:01 to go. First shot up off the rim, in and out, no good. And Bridger will get one more. Puts it up off the rim, no good. Taylor with a rebound for Bigfork, up to Fisher, up to Epperly, quick up right side. Over to Walker Fisher, top of the key. Get a little bit more aggressive and move the basketball. Epperly, right side. Looking, give it go, give it to Thornus on the right side. Walker Fisher looking, throws it up, no good. And Vogel will come up with the rebound, gives it over to McDaniel in the backcourt. 1:35 and counting. McDaniel trots the timeline. Over to Vogel, guarded by Taylor. On the drive is Vogel. He'll bring it back out. Guarded by Thornus. Over to McDaniel on the right side. Langston with the screen. McDaniel back out to Langston. Underneath to Evans. Evans taking it up. Strong and rejected there by Thornus. And Fisher with the basketball. Timeout called by the Vikings. 1:11 to go. And they trail by 12, 40-28 on the Montana Athletics scoreboard. And they'll take a 30-second timeout. Will the Vikings? They'll use that up. I'm sure coach is trying to work on something here at the end of the ball game as the Vikings keep battling here against the Belt Huskies early on in the season. So checking in the ball game for Bigfork, number 30 is Gabe Grendy. Also Bryce Gilliard, Wyatt Reichenbach, Colt Thornes, and Asher Van Kampen. And Gilliard will take it out of bounds. Gets it into Van Kampen. Van Kampen looking. Gives it over to Reichenbach. Reichenbach in the right corner. Kicks it out. Van Kampen. 3-point shot on the way. Off the rim and no good. And Gilliard tips it out, but Langston will come up the rebound for Belt. And McDaniel will slow it down across the timeline for the Huskies. 52 seconds to go and counting. Gives it over to Vogel. Vogel to Matroni. Matroni top of the key. Looking. Gabe Grendy all over him. Gives it out to McDaniel. Van Kampen on McDaniel. Over to Vogel. 35 seconds. Vogel gives it up to Matroni. Out to McDaniel. McDaniel, top of the key, guarded by Van Kampen. Over to Vogel. And Vogel will be fouled by Bryce Gilliard. His second. And to the line, shooting two. And number 11, Bridger Vogel. 24.7 to go here in the ball game. The Vikings trailing 40-28. And first shot by Vogel is good. And 23, Isaac Bjorgi will come in the ball game for Colt Thornes. And a host of players for Belt will come in. 15, Colt Hepner. 33, Aiden Bergstrom. 43, TJ Triplett. 13, Asa Jensen. And 15, I got that Colt Hepner. And the free throw is no good. 41-28. And Belt retains possession over to Vogel. Out to Hepner. Dribble top of the key. 8 seconds to go. Hepner trapped. Gives it up to 13. Jason, and that is your ball game as the clock runs out on this. Your final on the Bigfork Dennis scoreboard, it is the Belt Huskies 41 and the Bigfork Vikings 28. Here from Shelby, Montana. A great first half by the Vikings. Put up 21, but only scored 7 in the second half. Had trouble getting their offense going as they led at halftime 21-19. But only able to put up 7 in the second half. Bjorgi did a fine job, I thought, for the Vikings in the second half. They just couldn't get those shots to fall. And coach will have a lot to work on. I'll be back momentarily as I get your full game stats and wrap it up here from Shelby, Montana. The final 41-28. The Vikings lose this one by 13 to the Belt Huskies. And they'll get ready for conference play and the regular season as they take on the Eureka Lions next Tuesday up in Eureka, Montana. We're back momentarily with the full game stats. Well, welcome back to Shelby, Montana. Waiting for those full game stats. Only 7 points in. I gave you the halftime stats, but only 7 points there after the first half, so not a lot of scoring. Got outscored 25-7 in the second half. And a 13-point win by Belt. A few things to work on for these young Vikings, getting used to each other. First-time starters for all of them. Hard to replace a team that won back-to-back state championships. So they'll get things figured out. I'm sure John Hollow will work with them and get things going. So I'm going to wrap things up here from Bigfork, Montana, because I don't think I'm going to get the full game stats from anybody. So thanks for joining me on the broadcast. Next time we'll be up in Eureka, taking on the Lions and varsity boys at 7:30 scheduled. It'll be right after girls varsity play as well. We'll have that at the BFSD events here on YouTube. Thanks to all of you out there for listening to Viking basketball on BFSD events. Once again, this is James LaFontaine, the voice of the Vikings of the House from Shelby, Montana, the Coyote Kickoff Classic. We'll check you later on as the Valkyries will be in action this afternoon at 4 o'clock, taking on the Sugar Beaters from Shelby, Montana. Once again, thanks for joining us, and have a great afternoon wherever you are.